Kagurabachi is a manga that just seems to be incapable of failure. Every other day there's a new success story about the series. One of the most recent ones being Shueisha themselves saying they want Kagurabachi to carry the next generation of Jump, which is an achievement that is truly mind-boggling when you think about it. A series that was originally bolstered in popularity because of memes, making it something that for a long time the vast majority of people never took serious. A series with less than 50 chapters and 5 volumes is now being asked to carry the entire weight of the future of Shonen Jump. By the way, make sure to leave a like. It really helps out these videos. And mind you, the actual greatest part about all of this is that it is nothing short of well-deserved. The author, or mangaka, Takeru Hokuzono, is a talent the likes of which doesn't come around that often. And pushing all the accolades aside, you can see this is the case by simply reading the story for yourself. All it took for me was about 5 chapters, and then I came to the realization that something with an incredible amount of potential was being written. Then, by the time the first arc wrapped, I knew Kagurabachi was gonna be the next big thing. Most of the time, it can be pretty difficult to look at a series and be like, oh, that's gonna be the next Naruto, or oh, that's gonna be the next Bleach, or oh, that's gonna be the next One Piece. Oh, that right there, that's gonna be the series that takes the world by storm. However, Kagurabachi is the exception, because it has never been more clear just by reading the material that this manga will be exactly that. But to get a little bit deeper, to be more specific, I think almost everyone knows that one of the most important and intrinsic ways to garner an audience that cares about an overarching narrative is to write characters that people actually care about. One Piece is probably the greatest modern day example of this. It's a series that's been going strong for over 2+ decades at this point, and it's lasted that long not because the One Piece is the end goal, although that is a part of it. But the real and main reason are the characters. They're very well written, and the dynamics between the crew members and other characters in the world are hilarious and engaging. It's one of Oda's greatest strengths as a writer. Similarly, this is also one of Hokuzono's strengths, and we're seeing it currently on full display in this latest arc. Chihiro's development in the first arc against Sojo was handled spectacularly, and has only proceeded to be even more expounded upon. The Sazanami clan arc for Chihiro has really been about his persona breaking down and the real Chihiro being brought to light. And through this, we see he's not some unstoppable, battle-hardened Dark Knight, ready to face the world and slay any opponent that gets in his way. In truth, he's actually just a kid. A kid that is trying his absolute best to live up to the memory of his father and attain the goal he set for himself. But as he dives deeper into the world around him, he's shown just how much he's out of his depth. And one of the greatest examples of this is when he's confronted by one of the main people that was behind the death of his father and the stealing of the sacred blades and the burning down of his house. When Chihiro is confronted by him and the pressure is applied, we see raw emotion just out there for the world to see when these two characters are interacting. Chihiro starts to break down, and we see the kid that he really is. And you can't help but feel for him in the moment, because this person that he's always putting the mask up to try to be is something that he strives every single day to maintain. And now that he's confronted with somebody that is the main purpose behind why he set himself down on this path, all of these emotions and feelings and thoughts just rush to the forefront and overpower him. On the flip side though, even if he is still a kid, Chihiro is nonetheless a very smart and capable combatant. So even if there is a moment of faulting, he'll eventually wise up and get right back at it. But in this arc specifically, it makes me question how long is he going to be able to do that before he fully breaks down. Now, the other character that has in recent chapters really taken the spotlight is Hakuri Sazanami, because not only has he been instrumental in helping Chihiro develop as a character, but actually in chapter 35, he takes center stage. Throughout this arc though, we've been getting snippets here and there about how truly screwed up the Sazanami clan is, and just how horribly they treated Hakuri. And the reason they treated him so badly was because he was essentially the black sheep of the family. While all his siblings were able to excel and hone their abilities and skills, Hakuri was left behind, unable to even perform the Sazanami clan's signature move, Iso. So with him being so weak in comparison to everyone else, he became the punching bag of the family, and that is putting it very lightly. However, it doesn't really come as a surprise that this family is comprised of almost total garbage considering what the clan deals in on a daily basis. But regardless of how the rest of the family treated him, Hakuri was still basically loyal to a fault. This all changed though when we became preview to the contents of chapter 35. In it, Hokazono provides a flashback to Hakuri's time on a particular job. It was his first job in a long time, and the family had entrusted him to watch the quote-unquote merchandise, making sure said merchandise was in top condition for the sale. While on the job, Hakuri meets a woman with a strange ice power who refuses to eat. She tells him that she will eat as long as Hakuri stays by her side, and as the days go by, some shenanigans do ensue, like an attempted prison break through interesting means. But after that, the two begin to form somewhat of a bond. He keeps her company, she eats her meals, and she also uses her power to soothe the wounds the Sazanami family give him. Through their time together, and on a day where the beating was particularly severe, the woman explains to him that even though she's the one in the cage, Hakuri is actually the one that's truly imprisoned. He's weighed down by the expectations of himself and others and shackled by the lack of understanding of his own value, which is why he originally thought that the abuse he'd taken on day after day was completely justified, because he thought himself worthless. Now, once she introduced this new perspective to Hakuri, a change happened, a change of heart. Hakuri then attempted to save the woman's life, letting her out of her cell and making sure the coast was clear so an escape could be made. However, when he got back after seeing a clear way out, he found the woman holding a knife against her own throat. She knew what the world was like outside and knew that even if she managed to escape here and now, someday someone would find her and try to sell her again. So standing there before him, she took her own life. Despite this soul-shattering moment though, Hakuri doesn't let her words go to waste. He utilizes that trauma, experience, and change of heart and mind to become something almost unrecognizable from his prior self. And in chapter 36, in the battle against his older brother, we see this new person fully realized, as not only does he gain access to another type of power called the storehouse, and the symbolism behind that is just incredible. The black sheep of the family getting the most sought after and coveted power that's passed down through the generations. The one whose ideals are completely different from the entire rest of the family getting their main source of transportation for their quote-unquote merchandise. The altruistic one is the one that gains the power and the resources that the rest of the family wanted. The symbolism is just fantastic, and it's even better that he took this power away from the main person who was supposed to get it after their father, which was his older brother. But in addition to all of that, he is now also able to finally fully use Iso, which allows him to take down his older brother and come out the victor, beating basically the physical manifestation of all the abuse he's received over the course of his life from the Sazanami clan, because the main perpetrator behind most of the abuse, or at least the most heinous versions of the abuse, was his older brother. The whole thing is just masterfully well written. Anytime a new Kagurabachi chapter drops, I'm at the edge of my seat just waiting in anticipation to see what Hokazono has been cooking up. He's someone that just almost perfectly gets the genre he's working in, and he's working to make something that is a true staple for it. especially in terms of writing. It's just excellent. I can't sing the praises of this series enough, and my words are not doing the entire story justice so far, so do yourself a favor and go read Kagurabachi. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with the notifications on, and while you're down there commenting, let me know. Have you started Kagurabachi yet? If not, how come? I'm curious. But with all that said, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!